In NASCAR racing, when the caution comes out, the field is frozen. Drivers are supposed to slow down immediately.
I mean, look at this. These guys are wrecking, and then all of a sudden, here's this guy comes flying through the field.
This has to be
it's gotta be a rookie.
Somebody doesn't know what they're doing.
No, that just happens to be Joe Nemechek with no brakes.
He could slow down. And we listened to the radio communication between himself and the crew on this caution flag, and he says, I don't want tires, I want brakes. Yeah. Fix my brakes.
Please.
So Nemechek now getting his car attended to on pit road. Pit road is open, and here comes just about everybody. Dave Burns.
Rookie and Busch Series name only. John Andretti pulls his car onto pit road. He said, I'm in a four-wheel slide off the turns. Just don't make me any tighter. Air pressure adjustment to 3 corners. Only the left front stays the same on the 10 car. Marty.
Jeff Burton is on the top of your screen in that 21 car. He is the leader. Remember, he said you can't loosen me up enough. Listen to the changes. Half a pound in both front tires, a pound in the right rear tire, and 1 round up on the track bar. There's a lot of changes for the leader. Alan?
Middle of the left side frames. Clint Boyer came in 3rd position. Got to make an air pressure adjustment in the 2 right side tires to try and help his car turn a little better in the center of the corners, and then try and race as many of these guys off pit road as he can. Matty?
Service already completed on Denny Hamlin's Chevrolet. Now, his car was great on exit, but very loose on entrance, and they went down on the track bar. He does have, due to Fikes issues, an easy entry, an open stall right in front of his pit.
Thanks, Matt. A lot of traffic on pit road. Joe Nemechek will be assessed a 1-lap penalty by NASCAR for failing to slow down when that caution came out. Looks like they're pushing the 27 car, former series champion David Green, back into his pit stall. An update when we return. TNT Sports live in Daytona Beach, Florida. Season opener for the NASCAR Busch Series, the Hershey's Kissables 300. Coming around to get the green after a multi-car crash coming off of turn 4. A number of stories developing. Let's start with Marty.
Hey, Bill, David Green came on pit road, and when he dropped the jack, they popped the clutch and the gear broke. So they've taken him back to the garage for David Green, and they're going to have to repair that broken gear.
Things get worse for him because he crashed a car in practice, had to go to a backup.
He was an innocent victim in that crash, wasn't he?
Uh-huh.
So the green comes out. Jamie McMurray made an extra pit stop for a lug nut. Kevin Harvick also made a second pit stop. We watch the field come up to speed. Check with Dave.
Caught up with Johnny Sauter. His car going to work like it's his crew going to work like the car's going back on the track. Is that the case, Johnny?
Yeah, obviously, looks aren't deceiving. They're definitely working on the yellow transportation Chevy Monte Carlo, but it's too bad, not the way we want to start the 2006 season. But I don't know, the Cup guys couldn't run 25 laps on tires, and they expect us to run, 50 or 55. So I don't know, just lost the right front tire and ended our day, I guess. We'll just fix it and try and limp around and get what we can.
Yeah, it's disappointing when you're on a brand new team and at Daytona, guys.
Thanks, Dave.
And the team was so optimistic about the marriage with Johnny Sauter and his team. They feel like he's a quality race car driver. He and Harold Hawley, the crew chief, seem to have a tremendous rapport with each other. But when the front tire blows out, nothing you can do about it.
And I don't think we're going to see the end of it.
No, there will be more.
I think there's going to be more of it today, because it's been happening for the last couple of days. It's been happening in the Cup Series, so these guys are all thinking about it now.
We saw Aaron Fike out of his car. He's been treated and released from the infield care center.
Junior up on the high side, trying to give Brian Vickers a push in the 57 car.
That means Kyle Busch in the 5 car is going backwards as those 2 cars go by him. Casey Kane, that 9, back to the front.
And 5 sets of tires for the Busch cars this weekend.
Oh, okay.
1 on the car, 4 sets on the ground.
They'll change that.
Dave Burns.
And Bill, you mentioned treated and released for Aaron Fike. That is good news, but that was a rough ride, wasn't it?
Yeah, I could tell Johnny was kind of fading back there, and I was just kind of biding my time for that first pit stop. I was really, really tight, and out of the corner of my eye to see him come up the track and just drill me. So nothing we could do. We had a good car. We're just waiting for the first pit stop to make some changes. I mean, we had a qualifying setup on it, and we were just waiting for that first pit stop. Feel bad for all our sponsors, you know, Mike Curb, Kerry Agajani, and all the guys have been working their butts off. So I just want to say hi to all my family back in Galesburg and friends. And I wish I could have had a better result, you know.
The irony is Johnny and Aaron are friends. They actually had a wager going about the pole position for the other day, and Aaron knocked Johnny off the pole before eventually it was handed over to today's pole sitter. Gee, who was on the front row today, Bill?
JJ Yaley.
That's the guy I'm talking about, yeah.
And what they're talking about, what Aaron Fife was talking about in qualifying, this was an impound. After qualifying these cars, they could not touch them, couldn't do anything to them. And teams that came here with no points to fall back on had to go out with qualifying setup. Now the teams that had a guaranteed spot, they could work on their car, could practice in draft. But most of the guys had to worry about getting in the field with a qualifying setup.
Well, they are really fighting for some spots up there.
Yeah, Joe Jr. gets in the back of the 57, gets him a little bit squirrely, but Brian Vickers recovers.
Alan, how about Earnhardt?
Yeah, Bill, no adjustments on his pit stop. One speck of cord showing on his right front tire, just one speck, but still that was only 30 laps versus the 50 or 60 they might run on a full fuel load. It's going to be a situation down here all day long.
Right. Benny was kind of expecting that might happen. NASCAR has warned the crew chief of the 8 car that it's early in the race. You don't need to be in that big of a hurry. Jeff Burton also made a...
Oh, here we go. Trouble.
That's Menard and the 60 of Carl Edwards. Cars diving down pit road and several through the grass.
Oh, and he just clipped. Who was that? 38? Is that AJ Foyt?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we got a little bit of damage.
I do too.
Oh, brother.
That's in the middle of the infield grass between pit road and the tri-oval. Foyt's car has come to a rest at the end of pit road.
And 430 sitting on pit road. Let's see if we can see what happened there.
It looks like they just got squeezed. I don't know who that is, but he was squeezed in the middle and got into Carl Edwards in the 60 car.
And he just barely clipped the 38. All these new paint schemes. Hard to identify some of these cars. There
32 car.
Jason Leffler.
Leffler gets in there and he just sticks his nose in there and wanted enough room. And that's a hard thing to do, is go up the middle coming off of turn 4. That's really not.
Why is that?
Well, because the cars are sliding so much, especially the guy on the top is saving. The car on the bottom is sliding, and then you go to stick your car in there in the middle, and usually that's exactly what happens. You get sandwiched.
And they have stopped the cars. I guess there's so much debris here that they don't want the cars driving through. They have stopped them as they come off turn 4, and I know it's good.
The red flag is out. They're going to stop the field, as Benny said.
Well, we had a wreck in the 150s when that happened, so maybe they thought we better stop them on the racetrack.
Good idea.
On board with Clint Boyer.
You know, Paul Menard,
Front of you, go low, go low, come on. There you go.
Menard came down the racetrack a little bit as well, so it's not completely Leffler's fault on that deal.
Front of you, right in front of you, back it down, back it down, back it down. Clear all the way to the bottom if you need it. See what you got in front of you.
Thank goodness for bulletproof glass, right?
Here you go. Check with Alan.
I'm trying to get around my camera crew here so I can get a quick word with Anthony Foyt before they take him away. Anthony, okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just unfortunate. Wrong place, wrong time. We had a really good car, so unfortunate for great clips, and all those guys work hard at the shop, so we'll go to California.
All right, thanks.